All right, in section 6.2, that should say, not 6.3, we are going to look at the same thing we looked at in 6.1, except we're going to put some translations together, so it won't just be one at a time. So let's look at a situation. In this situation, Miguel is looking at this backyard situation where there's a hot tub and a barbecue and a patio, and they want to change some stuff around. So before we even start talking about that, we should put a X and Y axis or a vertical axis there, and you can see that the patio has some coordinates now according to this grid. So this would be at 1, 3. Oh, what would this would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 and -1. C would be at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 3. And then B would be at 5 and 3, 6. So you can definitely apply coordinates to this situation. What is asked to be done is changing the patio. The patio is going to be first rotated 90 degrees, and then it's going to be moved to the right and up at the same time. So where will it then be located? So first you got to picture the 90 degrees. So this isn't quite true, but if I turn it this way, that's how the patio will look at 90 degrees, but on the original picture. So to picture that, the way I would deal with it anyways, is I would compare points to axes. So if I look at point A right now, it's 3 over and 1 up. So instead of going 3 over and 1 up, I'm going to go 3 over and 1 down, which is right there. So that's the new point A. Now point D is 5 over and 1, so I'm going to go, instead of there, I'm going to go on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 over, which would be right here. That's the new point D. Now remember, this isn't the final position of the patio. It's just where we're going to put it and then move it to the right and then up. Now for point B, there's a couple ways you could look at it. One way would be to kind of use this triangle as a guide. Okay, that's up 4 and over 4. So from A, if I go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 4, there's the new point B. And same thing with point C would be a similar situation, which would be right about here, I believe. There's point C prime. Now, that's not our final answer, as I said before. We are looking for now taking these points and moving them 3 up and 1 to the right. So I'm going to go 3 up, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 to the right. So that's where the new point A will be. 3 up, 1, 2, 3, and 1 to the right. And you can see this is more reasonable for an actual patio to be not by your house or by the garden here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Or no, 3 over and 1. So I'll be right here for C. And then D, 1, 2, 3, and over 1 there. So your new patio would be approximately there. So it's called the multiple transformations because not only did we rotate it, we moved it left or right, and we moved it up all at the same time. So if we look at this situation, going from 1 into 2, so 1 being the picture on the bottom with the A, B, and C, and 2 being the one on the top, how did we change that into X, Y, and Z? What happened to it? How can we describe that change? Was it rotated? Or was it just shifted up or down? Was it reflected over something? And so that's one issue. And in order to deal with that, it might help to have just a smaller picture of one of these that we can manipulate a little bit. So I'm just going to take this bottom picture and cut a piece of it. And then we'll use that as a guide here. So just give me a second. Okay, so now we have this picture here. What would happen if we rotate it? Does it look more like that picture there? Just going to keep rotating it. Oh, that looks about the same. So originally it was like this. So how much did I have to rotate it? Well, that's 90, 180, 270 degrees. If I rotate that 270 degrees, now it's the same as the original. So there was definitely a rotation. And then you could talk about, well, if it was rotated, so let's picture again, let's picture this as being the x, y, z. If we rotate it 273 is 1, 2, 3 times, where would it be the same? Oh, maybe it's not quite true. Okay, wait. Okay, so there's the original. Okay, and so to make it the same, maybe it's just 90 degrees. 90 degrees turn. If I rotate it 90 degrees, and then how many did I have to shift it to get down here? It looks like it shifted down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would be rotate 90 and then shift 7. And sometimes it'll take you turning your paper around and moving everything around so that you can picture what's going on. And these just repeat itself. What happened here? Right away, I see that this is a reflection. And the reason I see it's a reflection is because this top notch here is now at the bottom. So it got flipped over the x-axis. So first it got flipped over, and if you flip that over, it would actually end up being right here. 1, 2, and okay, that would be the way it would look if you just flipped it over the axis, and then it got also moved down. So again, multiple transformations. What about this one? This one looks like it could have just been rotated about the origin. Could there be another answer? Sure, it could have just been reflected as well, maybe reflected down to here and then over to here. There are multiple ways to get to the same end, multiple transformations. So you need to practice these, and they will take some practice, and when you have questions you need to ask. Same routine as always, and when you need help, it's your job to ask, and I will be glad to help you.